I just want to rock. Welcome back, everybody, to the late night show with your host, Dr. Kojo. We have a very exciting bonus live stream tonight. We stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I threw in a bonus live stream tonight. We're going to talk about 7 top jobs for neurodivergents. Did I spell neurodivergent correctly? Neurodivergents. I spelled it correctly. Okay. 7 top jobs for neurodivergents. It's going to be a great live stream, a bonus live stream, might I add. We're still going to stream tomorrow at the normal time. Let me let my assistant know. John, let's make tomorrow's team meeting at 7 p.m. so I can live stream at 6 p.m. Quickly before, but we'll do it at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Look at me handling business. Look at me handling business on the fly. Doing my thing on the fly. All right, let me fix my background. That way I'm not tripping over how things look. Kind of OCD. Go ahead and use the comment section to let me know where y'all are checking in from as we get started on this live stream. And also, before I read out where everybody's checking in from, I just want to say thank you so much for your attention and thank you so much for your support. The first comedy show of the big Neurodivergent Comedy World Tour is officially sold out. In Houston, Texas, the first comedy show is officially sold out. So thank you so much. Because of that, we've added one more show. So April the 26th at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. That is the day that the big Neurodivergent Comedy World Tour is kicking off. So I can't wait to see y'all down in Houston, Texas. I can't wait to laugh with y'all. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be an amazing 2 shows. Like I said, the first show sold out, so we added a second show. It's going to be amazing. This is going to be so good. Can't wait. Speaking of Houston, we have Jasper checking in from the Woodlands. Shout out to all my Texas people. Dallas in the house. Florida in the house. New York City, our moderator, Leilani in the house. East Coast in the house. I would love to do a show in Charlotte. North Carolina in the house. Chase, I think Chase is from Houston. EMS dispatcher. Chase, you're reading my mind. How did you know that this is one of the 7 top jobs for neurodivergents? You're reading my mind. Yes, I did say Thursday. I decided to throw in the extra show. Oh, the show in Houston is April the 26th. First show is sold out, but we do have a second show. So on a Texas Sunday nighter, we plan to give y'all back-to-back shows. It's going to be a doubleheader. For more information on tickets, link is going to be in the bio. So I cannot wait to see y'all in Houston. It's going to be a great time. Maryland in the house. Tennessee in the house. I appreciate you, Marie. Good to see you. Hawaii in the house. Okay. Yeehaw! Talk to him. Australia in the house. Oh, no, you're not hearing things. It is an extra show. Let me read out some of the comments on TikTok. We have love from Atlanta, Georgia. Houston. Callie's from Houston. Okay, Callie, I'd love to see you in Houston on the 26th of April. We are 11 days away from the show in Houston. We're 11 days away from the tour kicking off. Houston, Texas. There's no better place to kick off the tour than Houston, Texas. I hope to see y'all there. We have Jess from Australia, Rosie from Indianapolis, Indiana, Lathabo from South Africa, Kaini from Minnesota. Okay. Ahmed from Oregon. All right. Is your girlfriend actually autistic? And somebody else was asking, is your wife actually autistic? So those are skits, guys. We're playing skits for educational purposes to show people what autism can look like in relationships and what autism can look like when one partner is neurodivergent and the other partner is very supportive. So I guess you can call her my internet wife. That's my internet wife. I guess we can say that. So one of the wives is fake. The other three are real. British Columbia in the house. Lovita, good to see you again. Speaking of Lovita, we have a, I don't promote this nearly as much, but we have a private neurodivergent community. It's called the Neurodivergent Lab. For more information on that, you can hit the link in the bio. So we just had our monthly Zoom call today where we introduce ourselves and we talked about some different tips and tricks and strategies that we have to help life be a little bit easier for us as neurodivergents. So if you're looking for a private neurodivergent community, you can hit the link in the bio and learn more about the Neurodivergent Lab. Idaho in the house, Chicago in the house. Okay, British Columbia, Phoenix, Arizona, Knoxville, Tennessee. Angie, I hope you can come to the show in Houston. It's going to be good. Yeah, Haley, I guess you can say that's my work wife. I guess you can say that. I joke like that unless the other person, like I joke, like, you know, I can make jokes, but if it's going to affect the other person in their relationship, I'm like, all right, we can't joke like that. We can't joke like that. But I love to joke. I'm a natural comedian. Ariana, I appreciate you. Your husband and you are both ADHD. Okay, well, y'all are in the right place. You're in Houston, Texas. I would love to see you at the show. McKean, Texas in the house. Nash, Vegas. Brittany, I would love to see you at the show in Nashville. And you must be new here. Everybody is welcome on this channel. Everybody's welcome. Whether you're mentally challenged or just intellectually disabled, everybody is welcome. The link for the Houston show, if you're trying to buy tickets for the Houston show, hit the link in my bio. So whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, there should be a link on my bio. Also on TikTok, there's a link in my bio. There's a link in my bio for the second show in Houston, Texas. The first one sold out. The second one, we still have some spots open. I hope to see y'all there. Is everybody from Houston on this live stream? I like y'all. Is she single? Is my work wife single? No, my work wife is in a relationship. My work wife is in a loving relationship. So that means that we can't get married in real life. So Idaho sounds like Idaho. That's funny, Lovita. North of Mexico, Maryland. I would love to come to Charlotte one day. Tulsa, Oklahoma in the house. Miami, Florida. Okay. And Janae says, Dr. Janae says, no, you can't joke like that. Oh, yeah. If it's going to impact somebody's relationship, no. We're not homewreckers over here. We only joke when people are okay with joking. And that's the thing that you have to keep in mind as a comedian. If I'm doing crowd work and I'm talking to a couple, if somebody's clearly uncomfortable, I'm going to back away. So likewise, if my work wife is uncomfortable with something, then we got to adjust. Even the term work wife is diabolical. If you think about it, it's a very diabolical term. If your husband's had work wives, I don't think y'all be too happy. So yeah, you have to have a good sense of humor when you say things like work wife. I would love to come to Dallas, Courtney. I would love to come to Dallas. I would love to come there. Michigan in the house, New York, Missouri, Alabama, Kansas City, Fort Worth. So a lot of people from Texas here. We're in Houston at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. So All Jokes Aside Comedy Club in Houston, Texas. Miss Nicole, I remember y'all. I hope y'all doing good. I remember y'all. I would love to come to Maine. Good to see you, Mac. And yeah, if you have autism, ADHD, you learn what to joke about and what not to joke about through trial and error. And it can be awkward because sometimes we say things that we think are funny and other people don't think that they're funny. And obviously, if you're part of my community, you're not somebody who is malicious. Like you would never do something intentionally that's malicious, right? So you would never make an offhanded comment to try and hurt somebody. You just want to make somebody laugh. And if you make somebody laugh, success. If not, then hey, I guess we made a mistake. Yeah, but a lot of love. I'll let my work wife know that people are asking for her. I mean, shoot, we may have to bring her on tour because I get at least maybe like 10 DMs a day asking about this woman. So maybe we have to bring her on tour because y'all Y'all love her. She is an amazing actor, and I am very grateful. On a serious note, I'm very grateful for Emily, great actor. She also has autism and ADHD, so she's using her lived experiences to bring these skits to life. So I'm very grateful for her, how smart she is, and just how vulnerable she is. We also have a podcast called The Neurodivergent Struggles. I want to plug in. So the Neurodivergent Struggles podcast, you can hit the link in the bio for that as well, or you can type it in on YouTube or the streaming platforms. But if you're neurodivergent and you're here to learn about the 7 top jobs for neurodivergents, you could benefit from the podcast. You could benefit from the podcast. And Cherie says, maybe one day you will have a Netflix special. Maybe so. Maybe I will have a Netflix special one day. That's definitely a goal. But whether Netflix buys it or not, I'm going to produce and self-finance my own special and put it out to the people. So, you know, I will get it out to y'all. I'll get it all. Oh, you watch all podcasts? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support of the Neurodivergent Struggles podcast. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Key Johnson, you can send an email to my assistant at codersoftware.com. They handle all of the inquiries. All right, guys. So we have the 7 top jobs for people with autism and ADHD. Keep in mind, this is not the end-all be-all list. This is just what I think. Like, if you're neurodivergent and you're looking for a great job, I mean, this is what I would say. All right. This is what I would say. And as I finalized the list and I came up with 7, I thought of an 8th one. It's not a specific one, but entrepreneur. So when it comes to entrepreneurship, you could be an entrepreneur with all 7 of these jobs that I'm about to list. So whether it's honorable mention entrepreneur, just we're entrepreneurs regardless. Every person who has autism and or ADHD, you're selling something. You're selling your story. You might have a little side business, something that you're doing to fill up your soul. So entrepreneurship is woven into all of these different occupations. All right. So I just want to say that. Gene Jones, thank you so much. I appreciate these kind comments that I get. Y'all are just far too kind. I really, really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Dr. Janae says neurodivergent people can sometimes do bigger and better things than even supposedly normal people. As neurodivergents, we're very good at the things that we're very good at. We tend to struggle with life, but the things that we excel at, people really can't beat us at those things. We're pretty darn good at those things. All right. All right. And guys, these are not in any particular order. Okay. These are not in any particular order, but let me write them out. But the more I think about entrepreneurship, I want to throw it in there as an honorable mention. So before I get to the 7 top jobs, entrepreneur, honorable mention. Entrepreneurship, honorable mention. So fun fact about being an entrepreneur, if you are neurodivergent, you are much more likely to be an entrepreneur as opposed to somebody who is neurotypical. And I think it's easy to figure out why. Number one, you probably don't want people to tell you to do certain things. It pisses you off when people tell you what to do. So this can make it hard for you to have a boss. There are many people who just cannot work for people. It just won't work. It just won't work. You have to do your own thing. And even if you do work for somebody, you need a lot of autonomy. You need to be left alone so you can do what you want to do it, how you want to do it, and when you want to do it. You'll still get it in before the deadline. Like, you'll do the job. You're not asking for special treatment, but you don't like being around a lot of people. You don't like being in shared office spaces where somebody is farting, somebody is smacking the gong. Like, you don't want all that. You just need to be left alone. And when you're left alone, you do really well. You do really well when you are left alone. And this is why it's important to know yourself. If you are the type of person that doesn't really vibe with others, you have to really ask yourself if you are equipped to work a job. And entrepreneurship can be scary. It can be scary because you're not getting a paycheck every 2 weeks or every week. So you have to figure out how to fend for yourself on top of being neurodivergent. Self-care is his own job. Then entrepreneurship is like 3 jobs all tied into one. How are we going to make this happen? So a lot of people will choose less pay, more freedom, and more autonomy. And if that's how you can better control your mood, then in the long run, you will make more money. You will be happier. You will feel more fulfilled. So honorable mention, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. A lot of us just cannot work around people. A lot of us just, it's so hard to work around people. People are saying, where's your wife? Y'all love this woman. I do love Emily as well, but y'all love Emily. Like I said, we might have to bring her on tour. Uh, yeah, I would consider myself a super entrepreneur. I need autonomy. I'm not sure if that's more so autism or ADHD. I would chalk that up to being more so of an autistic trait, needing autonomy. If you need autonomy and you cannot work, if you need autonomy and you just can't work with people, I'm not saying that you're autistic, but it could be helpful to pursue an assessment and diagnosis, because some people just cannot work around other people, and they're not bad. They just cannot work around other people. I don't know how else to say it. They just can't work with other people. It's just not just not going to work. Just won't work. So when you know this, you can liberate yourself of any guilt and shame, and just realize that you have a brain where you are talented, you can get things done. But when you're working in shared office spaces, or if you have a boss who tells you what to do, then they watch you as you do it and micromanage you, probably won't work. It probably won't work. And this could be why you bounce from job to job to job to job. Okay. And sometimes you will have this job because it pays the bills. So you do it, it's all good. I'm gonna do this job, I'm gonna pay the bills. But then you have something on the side for your soul. We cannot neglect the soul component. I don't care what you do as a neurodivergent, you need something for your soul. I'm so fortunate that content creation fills up my soul. I'm so fortunate that psychiatry fills up my soul. And I would say that I do comedy for my soul, but I have two things that fill my soul up already: psychiatry and content creation. And comedy is like a third thing, which is why I'm so excited for the show in Houston. I've been saying it over and over. I'm so excited for the show in Houston, and I can't wait to see y'all there. But you have to have something that fills up your soul, something that fills up your soul. Okay, so if you're neurodivergent, you are more likely than your peers to be an entrepreneur. And I like what Sarah's saying right here. One of your superpowers as neurodivergent is you think outside of the box. Like, look, guys, they call it neurodivergent for a reason. Neuro brain divergent, different. You think differently. So in K through 12, and in the school system, you're gonna be punished for thinking differently because everything is cookie cutter. You're supposed to fit in, and not make too much of any noise. Just fit in and do as you're told. But when you can use the same brain that you used to get in trouble with, the same brain that got you in school suspension, the same brain that got you, kicked off of the bus, is the same brain that can help you do your own thing, whether it's entrepreneurship or whatever lights your soul on fire. And it's worth a shot, guys. If there's something that you want to do and it's on your heart, you got to do it. You have to do it, because if you look at anybody who is doing anything that's like larger than life, right? Whether it's your favorite artist or, even like my channel over here, y'all are over here because, first of all, because of y'all. But the content that I put out, I found like a different way to put my own spin on it. And that's my neurodivergent brain thinking and coming up with things. I'm no different from y'all. Y'all have things within y'all that, it's trying to come out of you. You have to just give it permission to come out. But there's things that you have that make you unique and special. And we need to see those things. We need to see those things. So whatever it is, like, we need to see it. We need to see it. The Laughing Zebra, I appreciate you. Oh, you're the needy kid in higher level classes? Well, thank you for being here. I'm just a part of your journey. And I'm so grateful that I got to be a part of your journey. Carlo, superpower is I'm constantly thinking about how to improve things. That sounds like an entrepreneur. That sounds like Steve Jobs. If you obsess over finding ways to improve other people's lives, they call that an entrepreneur. And speaking of Carlo, shout out to Carlo. I saw Carlo this past Friday at my comedy show in Hollywood. Got to meet Carlo and his wife, and we took a photo, and it was great. And Carlo sat in the front row. Carlo, brave. You gotta be brave to sit front row at a comedy show. So, Carlo, thank you for coming and supporting live comedy. I really appreciate you. Shout out to Carlo. That was our final show before the one that we have coming up in Houston. All right, so now to this list, guys. 7 top jobs for neurodivergents. Number 1, education teacher. And keep in mind, if you don't work in education or all of these jobs, you don't have to work in this specific industry to do what the job entails. So you can be somebody who you're a babysitter, or maybe you're a dog sitter or a rover. Guess what? You're probably a teacher in some capacity, especially if you're a babysitter. You're teaching the kids, how to read. You're reading books to them. You're explaining things to them. When you explain something to somebody, and give it up for Carlo. Give it up for Carlo. Shout out to Carlo. Thank you, Mac. When you can explain something to somebody, it shows that you understand that thing. So the way to demonstrate mastery over something is to be able to explain to somebody. If you can explain a concept to somebody, it means you know that thing, and it helps you become better at that thing. My life has improved so much just by explaining things to y'all. The things that we all experience as neurodivergence, whether it's skill regression or depression or anxiety or isolation, all the things that we struggle with as neurodivergents, as I research and learn about these things and explain it to y'all, it makes my life better because I'm also reinforcing those same concepts in my head. All right. So when you teach things, it helps to boost your self-esteem. And another reason why I think being a teacher specifically is a great job for neurodivergent is because of the schedule. Obviously, it's Monday through Friday. But what happens in the summertime for teachers? What happens in the summertime for teachers? You get the break. You get summer break off. How many jobs today as adults can you say you get a whole summer off? I find that so cool. As adults, you don't really get the summer off. You work Monday through Friday. You get your vacation time, and you'll have some time for yourself. Then you'll do your thing, go out with the family. But on Monday, you gotta get right back to work. There is no 2-month break in the summer. So as a teacher, I sometimes wonder what teachers do in the summertime. Like, what do teachers do in the summertime? I remember being in grade school, and my teachers will come back, and some of them will be pregnant, and I was like, teacher's not supposed to be pregnant. Teacher's not supposed to be pregnant. I was like, teachers are not supposed to be living life. You're supposed to be teaching me. You're not supposed to be living your life. You gotta teach me. You can't get pregnant. So it says most teachers get a second job. Okay. Work a second job, plan for the next school year. Now they have to work because they're not paid enough to have summer off. Now that's one thing I'll say about teachers. Teachers should be paid more. I don't run the country or any country or anything, but teachers should be paid way more. They literally raise up the next generation. And some parents don't raise their kids. So teachers have to end up raising some kids too. So teachers should be paid more. Teachers should be paid more. Get a summer job. That's what my dad used to have to do. So, well, I guess the teachers are getting second jobs in the summertime. Then it might not be as much of a break as I thought it was. But at least it's something different, whether you go into a different domain of education or whether you just do something completely different, it gives you different color to your life. As a teacher, we're recovering. Teachers need 3 months to recover. Right. Look, depending on what grade you teach, you could put yourself up for burnout. You could really burn yourself out. Some teachers don't give a 50. Teacher pay has to increase. Yeah, no, I agree. because you get what you pay for. And if, I mean, as it is with most industries, the most talented people get burnt out and eventually leave, and the students suffer. The students suffer. Um, I didn't know that this was a thing, but teacher pay should go up. Teacher pay should go up. I just don't understand how it hasn't. It's such an important job. It's such an important job. Brooke is saying, I'm almost 31. I still don't know where I want to be. No, that's a neurodivergent thing. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but my kids are in school, just trying to get through the day. Most days I'm lost. I need structure. I don't do much, but go by the coffee shop, gym, take naps. Well, Jim, at least you're able to recharge while the kids are in school. And you get to go to the coffee shop, so you get to, get your stimulant, and you get to go to the gym, so you get to look good, and. But Brooke, pay attention, because you may want to go into one of these career fields. You may want to go into these career fields. And somebody says, are you going to put these jobs into a post later? I could make this a post. Someone on TikTok asked that question. I could make this a post, and keep in mind, all the live streams, you can watch them. You can watch the playback on YouTube and on Facebook. So TikTok doesn't allow that, and I wish it wasn't so. But you can watch the playback on YouTube and on Facebook. So number one, teacher, best jobs for neurodivergents. All right. Now, number two goes without saying, the healthcare field. The healthcare field. All right. This is a top job for neurodivergents. Nurse, doctor, EMS. You can even throw CNAs in there. Because when you work in healthcare, it gives you enough unpredictability to scratch your ADHD, but you still have the structure that your autism needs. Ain't that funny? If you're working as a emergency room nurse, you never know what you're gonna get. You could deal with somebody who just got into a car accident. You could deal with somebody who is going into early labor. You could deal with somebody who has a nosebleed. There's no telling what you're going to get in the emergency room. At the same time, you know that you come into work at 7 p.m., you clock in by 7:07, you go to lunch at 1 a.m. You have structure and routine. But within that, you have a lot of unpredictability. And that's where you can get that excitement. A lot of us who have ADHD are just bored. And when you're bored, you get into a lot of trouble. Literally, metaphorically, we need things to stimulate us. We cannot be bored. We cannot be bored. And you can throw vet tech into the healthcare industry as well. Yeah. I need to be stimulated, but I also need downtime to recharge my batteries. Right. And you can do that working in the healthcare field, because you get your break. You get your break 1 a.m., 1 p.m. So you know that you have 30 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on where you're at. You have time to relax, catch your breath, and do your thing. At the same time, when you go back to work, when you clock back in, there's no telling what you're going to get. Phlebotomists as well. Have you ever seen a phlebotomist go in and not miss a stick? Even the best phlebotomist, I've seen them miss a stick, and they're like, damn, this person's veins, I just can't get it. Oh, okay. I'll try again. Now I can get it. If you're a phlebotomist, you'll have a day where everybody is hydrated, everybody's veins are visible, and sometimes you have to blind stick people. And you're like, I don't know if I can get this. I hope I'm not in the artery. You have enough color throughout the day to keep you stimulated and motivated. I haven't ever had anyone miss a stick on me. Zach, on TikTok, you must have good veins. You must have great veins, actually. I work in behavioral health, and this is not the job. It's way too overstimulated and helping other overstimulated people. So, Kaylin, respect. Respect. People have different opinions. For me, I think that, the job that's been the most congruent with who I am as a person has been working at the psych hospital. It really has been. Because at the psych hospital, you don't know what you're going to get. You can have somebody who's just, but have somebody who's depressed and they need support and they're grieving something, and we give them medications, we put them through groups, and they get better. Then you can have somebody else who is hearing voices and aggressive And we have to use chemical restraints or physical restraints, and we don't like to do those things at the psych hospital. But you never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get. But the predictable part is that they come in needing help and they leave a lot better than they came in. So, I mean, I like behavioral health, but you can also become very overstimulated working in these environments. So it depends on the hospital you work at, the facility, your schedule, and so much more. As a former ER nurse, I worked so hard to get to nursing school and to switch over into law because I don't want to become a burnout nurse. Yeah, but and the thing I've seen with nursing is that the people who get burnt out the most, they really haven't found their niche in nursing. So obviously with nursing, you get an RN degree, you can be anything. You can be an OR nurse, you can work med surge. I mean, you can work outpatient, you can go into the military and be a flight nurse like my cousin. I mean, you can do so much. But if you don't find your niche, it's quite easy to be burnt out because these jobs are demanding. Healthcare is very demanding. It's a very demanding job. You have to find your niche. I remember being ICU RN. I graduated when I was 20. So I'm 20 years old working in the neuro ICU, taking care of people who are passing away. You have to call the eye bank afterwards. You have to talk to family members who are grieving and crying. That's a lot for a 20-year-old. I was overstimulated on most days. And I mean, I actually got fired from that job. I don't talk about it a lot on social media, but I got fired from that job. So that job made my head spin. Clearly, it wasn't my thing. And I'm very grateful for behavioral health and psychiatry because that was my thing. And I've been able to stick with that. But yeah, the ICU made my head spin. It was spinning quite badly. Tough. 001 on TikTok. I appreciate you. Niche, that's funny. All right. Number 3 right here. Top jobs for neurodivergents. Electrician, mechanic. These skilled trades. All right. Now, some of us are really good at our hands, and some of us are not. I am one of those folks. I am not that good with my hands. My dexterity is not as good as other people's. So I would not be the best electrician or mechanic. Okay. I would not be the best, but if you do have these talents, you could make a great electrician or a mechanic. Chase, see you soon in Houston. I appreciate you. The other thing about being one of these things is you can be an entrepreneur. If you're an electrician and you're really good at the job, we're going to need a lot more electricians. In fact, I read something somewhere saying that the next group of millionaires are going to be people who are like self-employed electricians. You can turn this into a big thing. You can make this a big thing for yourself. And then now you can also teach people how to do the trade, especially if you're really good at it. So now you're not just an electrician, but you're also a teacher. And teacher was job number 1 on top jobs for neurodivergence. Mechanic, if you're good with your hands, you know how to fix cars. You can open up your own thing. And you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You can work at Jiffy Lube or, you can work at Valvoline somewhere. But these jobs where you get to use your hand, provided that it's not too much physical labor for you, but you get to use your hand, sometimes it's also a sensory component. For those of us who are on the spectrum, it's like a sensory thing. I gotta get my hands dirty. And in that case, you would love being in one of these skilled trades. And Zach says, need more trades. Yeah, we need more people in these fields. We need more people in these fields. And they're paying. They're paying. You will always need an electrician. You will always need a mechanic. Like you always. And somebody right here, I agree with this. If you can wire a data center, you're rich. Yeah. Look at all the AI that's going on right now. This is facts. If you can wire up a data center, yeah. Here's a bag. Here's a bag. Just give them the money. Just give them the money. Just give them the money. It's a very, very, very in demand trade. Very in demand. Very in demand. I mean, I know that not everybody could do this sort of a job because you have to have the skill. Some things can be taught, but some people just don't have like for me, I don't have the dexterity to pull this off. I'm just not the best at it. Just not the best. I changed my oil once a couple years back, and it wasn't difficult. It wasn't difficult, but I forgot. I didn't continue. I stopped doing it. If you continue to do it, you'll be good at it. But I couldn't keep it up. So now I take my car to Jiffy Lube, like you, to get my oil changed. So for people who do have this skill, even if you're a shade tree mechanic and you're doing something locally in your city, you can make a living for yourself. And you can also find enjoyment from it. Taking a car that is not working, you do a couple of things, make a couple of adjustments, boom, you fixed it. You're helping people very much like people in healthcare. When you work in healthcare, people come in, they don't feel too good. When they leave, they feel better. At least that's how things should be if you're doing your job right. Same thing with mechanics. Car comes in, and they ain't doing too good. After a couple of days, boom, it's fixed. And this is one of my problems too. I'm quite clumsy. I wouldn't make the best mechanic. So I know my strengths. It's just not something that I would do well with. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. Let me see what we have next. Number 4. Ooh. Okay, I like this list that I put together. Number 4. Top jobs for neurodivergents. A content creator. This is one of the emerging jobs that we're seeing. And it's fascinating to think that content is a job now. And as a content creator myself, this is most definitely, it's a couple of jobs all in one. It's a very difficult job. You have to have passion for content or you won't be able to continue it. Like you need to have passion for it. I'm telling you right now. Anybody can have a couple of, viral moments, but in order to have staying power, you must enjoy it. But if you're neurodivergent and you like different things and your interests go up, down, left, or right, you might enjoy content creation, especially if you get into it without thinking about making money off of it first. Oh, you'll have a lot of fun. In fact, when money gets involved, I think it takes out some of the joy of content creation. But as a content creator, you get to make your own schedule. You get to take some days off if you need to. If you need a mental health day, you can take it off. If you want to batch create, you can make all of your videos on a random Thursday. Content creator is a great job for the neurodivergent brain. A really, really, really good job. You get to tap into your creative side, and also you're sharing parts of yourself with the world, which is its own healing journey if you think about it. And as a content creator, great question right here. It doesn't have to be vlogs and YouTube. Anybody who makes content. So you can be a content creator without making videos. Whether you're writing articles on LinkedIn or Substack, or you could be somebody who you do audio podcasts. You have to show your face, but you make content that's made for other people to consume. You get to work from home. Which a lot of neurodivergent people thrive better this way. And I've said before that if you have ADHD, work from home is a trap. It's not a bad thing, but it's a trap because you can get into the rut of not leaving the house and then you're stuck inside the house. You have cabin fever and you feel like you're losing it. So you still have to leave the house in some capacity if you work from home. But having the option to work from home is very good for those of us who become overstimulated very easily. Those of us who just can't do small talk. Those of us who get distracted easily. Those of us who need space. A lot of us need space. And yet finding these jobs can be difficult. But when you find a remote job that works for you, you're in there. When feed pics, this is funny. How do you monetize content creation? That's a great question. So I would say, I think, I'm not sure if we all know this, but the platform that's best for monetizing content is YouTube. It's kind of always been that way. So YouTube, if you had one platform to choose to be good at, I would say pick YouTube. I know we're streaming on TikTok and Facebook, so I don't know how they like me saying that, but YouTube is the holy grail of content. Like that's where you would want to direct your efforts towards if you want to be paid. And TikTok is the best for discovery. It's short form content. If you make something that's quick, catchy, and addictive, people can discover you, and then you can take your audience from TikTok or Facebook to YouTube. But there are ways to monetize on Facebook and TikTok as well, and I do both. But YouTube would have the best longevity for the content creator who wants to make it their full time job. And then you also have brand deals as well. So once you become known for a certain thing, brands will pay you sometimes a lot of money to make a video to promote their product. So there's brand deals. You can sell something as well. So there's different ways to monetize as a content creator. And also, if you're a content creator nowadays, you are an entrepreneur. So before I said number one, the first top job is neurodivergent, I gave entrepreneurship honorable mention. So if you're a content creator, you are an entrepreneur. And whether you think it or not, you do have the brain for entrepreneurship. If you're neurodivergent, you have the brain for entrepreneurship. The hard part is actually everything outside of that. It's managing your personal life, it's managing relationships, it's managing time with your kids. But the thing that you're pretty good at, the thing that you're excited about, yeah, you tend to not really struggle in that domain. If anything, it's just hard to stop doing that thing. It's hard to stop. As you know, with ADHD and autism as well, but mainly ADHD, task initiation, it's a Mickey Ficky. Starting something and then learning to stop, very, very difficult. Very difficult. Try being a teacher with ADHD. Second graders have completely taken over my 5S. That's funny. That's funny. Owning my business was the best job I had, but the second best was ab shift work. Ooh, I loved it. That's something for people to consider. You're a self-employed subcontractor. Anything self-employed when you're neurodivergent tends to check that box that we need because you get to do things on your own time. And I think when it comes to jobs, the first thing that you ask about is compensation. Like how much am I going to get paid? But also keep in mind, like, what are your work hours? How much autonomy do you have? How much flexibility do you have? How much required time around other people must you have? Those are key things for us as neurodivergents to keep in mind. We got to keep that in mind. I did not live in I grew up in Cobb County, so not Gwinnett, but I have a lot of friends in Gwinnett. Do we know each other? I work remote in IT. Okay. You must have seen my list because you're saying some of these things that I have on my list. You've been reading my list. That happens to be my next one right there. And that is why I like tech and IT. This is number 5 on my list. Number 5 on my list: tech, IT, software jobs. These are pretty strong jobs for neurodivergence. Pretty strong jobs. And like Alicia is saying, working remotely. I think the working remote aspect of these IT jobs is probably the most neurodivergent friendly thing, especially if you have the option to go into the office. Because some days you've been at home for too long. You got to get outside the house. Like on some days, we're going to wake up, we're going to shower, we're going to brush our teeth, we're going to put on real clothes, and we're going to go to the office and talk to people just to make sure that we haven't lost our social skills and, like we have our wits about us. But after that, we're going to come home and we're going to relax and we're going to get the rest of the work done from home because we've been around people for too long It may have been just 3-4 hours, but after a while, people get to peopling, and you gotta go home. You gotta go home. And somebody on TikTok says, "Love working remote. Don't think I could ever go back into an office full time." There's a lot of people who just cannot go back into the office full time. Now, I would say it's half and half. Some of us would benefit from being around people and having the option, having the ability to work from home if we need to, because we still need people, but we tend to want people on our own terms. But when you're forced to go into the office every single day, nah. Forced to go to the office every single day, it's like, no, I gotta be around people again. I did this yesterday. I have to do it again today. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And Catherine says, I personally would rather just do my work when solo than socialize when around people. Right. It can also get you behind on your tasks, talking to people about the weather and what they did during the weekend. Whereas if you were home, you can just, when you work from home, you can cut on a movie and then do your job at the same time. You have that flexibility. But if you're in the office and you're watching a movie while you're doing your work, somebody's going to snitch on you. They're like, why is Catherine watching Home Alone where she should be working out spreadsheets? So you have more flexibility at home. You can do more at home. And then you're just more comfortable at the house, Sometimes too comfortable, but you're just more comfortable at the house. Okay, we got mutual friends. All right, Ari. Or Ari, I'm not sure how to say it. Yes, I would love to get a show in Atlanta. Atlanta would be another homecoming for me. I did one 2 years ago in Atlanta, and it's time to come back to Atlanta, Georgia, and do a show there. It's time to come back. Yes, this live will stay up on YouTube. It will stay up on Facebook as well. It most definitely will. If I go to an appointment, the next day I'm drained and doing nothing but recovering. Yeah, and look, for those neurodivergents who work from home, after you work from home for so long, you don't know what it's like to work in the office. You can't imagine going back to the office because you think to yourself, wow, there's people out here who wake up and they go into an office, and then the next day they wake up again and they go back to that same office. The next day they wake up and they go to the same office and they keep doing that. That's crazy. I get to work from home. People have to go to the office. So sometimes you lose touch with certain people's realities, but depending on how overstimulating the office was, you may not want to go back to it. And you know yourself. So if you know that working around other people is not the best, don't put yourself in positions where you're going to lose. All right? Don't put yourself in positions where you're going to lose. I'll call it boundaries. I'm busy now. Let's talk later. And look, you can do this at the office, but sometimes people will label you as, a jerk when you're just setting boundaries. Not that you should be concerned about that, but, people can say that you're not good for the team spirit or you're bringing down morale just because you don't want to talk to people. That's crazy. Like, why am I forced to talk to you? Like, if I don't have anything to say, I won't say anything. But why are you forcing me to talk to you? I don't have Cleveland on the list yet, but I would love to come to Cleveland. We definitely will have some Ohio shows this year. Don't you worry about that. All right. So number 5, tech IT software jobs, primarily because you can work from home. Now, number 6. All right. I saw a psychiatrist say that ADHDers are the former hunters of their tribes. I can see that. I can definitely see that. That makes sense to me. All right. Actor, comedian in the arts. So Barney Blonde. It's as if you knew what I was going to say next. Actor, comedian, being in the arts. This is a perfect job for neurodivergence. And I believe that people who work in the arts have some of the highest job satisfaction rates of any profession, because you're getting the chance to express yourself. You get to express yourself. You get to put art out into the world that comes from a very personal place. So that fills the soul up. A lot of people are not able to fill their soul meter up. You're able to fill your soul. You might max it out. You might max it out. You can feel very fulfilled in the arts. Actor, comedian, musician, writer. The issue with these jobs sometimes is that it's difficult for a lot of people to make a living being in the arts, because we know famous actors, we know famous musicians, we know famous comedians, but there are a lot of people who act and do comedy and they sing and they dance and they write, but they don't have the accolades or the fanfare or the millions of followers or a lot of revenue. They just do what they enjoy doing for a living, and they're not doing it for any type of notoriety. They're just trying to make an honest living. So it can be difficult sometimes to be compensated what you're worth in these fields. But in terms of feeling fulfilled with what you're doing for a living, I see people who in the arts be so grateful and so happy with what they do for a living. And they tend to not really care about the financial side of things. And if that's the case, you can actually put out the best possible art, because you're not looking at it from a perspective of what's going to convert into sales, what will convert into money. You're just taking something that's deeply personal and you're putting it back out there into the world. And I think that that's pretty cool. I think that's very cool. I think that's very awesome. So if you're able to take art from within and put it out into the world, you are making the world a better place. I use my creativity in the office creating media. Danielle, I like that. I like that. Mac sings country music. Mac, we got to hear a track. You might be the next Sam Hunt. Who knows? We need to hear a track. Put it out there. Put it out there. Detroit. I would love to come to Detroit. I haven't been to Detroit in a couple of years. I would love to add Detroit to my tour. Go long periods of time without talking to each other. Oh, Maine. I love to come out to Maine too. Where it should be. Very healing. Very healing. Very healing. Working in the arts. It's a very, and when you work in the arts, whether you're actor, film, musician, comedy, whatever you do, the type of connection you have with the people who consume what you do is remarkable. I can't even fully describe what it is. I wish I could take that feeling and bottle it and sell it. It's such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling. It feels so good. I would love to come talk to the kids at the schools. I would love to do that. I would love, especially back in my home state of Tennessee, but anywhere. But I'd love to do that. Oh, you're on your church worship team? Okay. 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 I like that. Some libraries have recording rooms for musicians. I did not know that. Libraries, by the way, are a very cool place to hang out at. I don't know about y'all, but I like the library. I'm able to go to the library and be productive. It's a little too late for the library today, but I might go to the library tomorrow. I love the library. And somebody on TikTok asks if Sam Hunt is valid. I like Sam Hunt. Yeah, I like Sam Hunt. He's a good singer. I'm in the IT field now, and I like what I do after 7 years in the military. Anytime you've done something for 7 years and you still like it, that's a sign that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. How many people can say that? How many folks can say that they've been at a job for 7 years and they still like it? That's awesome. That's awesome. Facts. All we want to do is be happy. I'm my church choir director. You're the choir director at the church? Okay. That will fulfill you. That helps. That really helps. I always go to the library bookstore. Look, the productivity within the library You can get a lot of work done at the library. Like people are sleeping on libraries. I love libraries. I write jokes at the library. I go through email. I get work done at the library. Because if I'm at home, I'm too close to the bed. So I go to the library and I crank out many hours of uninterrupted work. Libraries are great. The library in Bermuda. That's funny, Mac. Library was my after school spot. Look, I appreciate that. That's a cool name, Loke Landing. It's a cool name. We have a place called The Lit. It's a bar. This guy says the library. And you can buy the. Oh, okay. Shout out to the libraries. Shout out to the libraries. And yes, I do have a podcast with the blonde woman, aka Emily. It's called Neurodivergent Struggles Podcast. And you can catch it on YouTube. All the episodes are on YouTube. And you can watch the full video. Or you can listen to the podcast on Spotify or on Apple as well. So yeah, we do have a podcast. And I think it's a pretty cool thing. We drop episodes every other Thursday. And we've been having fun. Allison, just based off of this comment, I would love for you to do comedy. You got to do it. I mean, you don't have to do it, but you should do it. You should do it. You should do it. When you do this scary thing, you feel so good afterwards. Give it a shot. I got to do comedy for a sold out room in Houston in 11 days. It could go bad. It could go great. I'm just happy for the opportunity. I'm just looking to connect with people. And yeah, I think I need to put this into a short. Like I have my team clip it up into a short because this would be a great short for people who don't have the time or attention spans are waxing and waning. The podcast is called the Neurodivergent Struggles Podcast. So check it out. I think y'all would enjoy it. It's called the Neurodivergent Struggles Podcast. You can watch the full thing on YouTube, like the actual full episodes, and you get more context into what we're talking about. I do post the clips on social media, but we have actual full-on podcasts, and I think y'all would really enjoy it. I think you would enjoy it. And she's my Instagram or my TikTok or my work wife. I guess you can call it that. But she actually she's actually in a relationship. So sometimes when I'm joking, I don't know if people are taking me literally because I want y'all don't go bug her. And like she has a happy relationship. So we don't need to actually go and frustrate her. Because my community, y'all are very passionate. So I don't want y'all to get it twisted. But yeah, she's the actress that I do the content with. Wicked smart. She's amazing. She's awesome. Random question, but are you wearing dress pants or shorts? Actually, I'm not wearing anything underneath. So like I wanted to get up to go pee, but I can't because I'm not wearing anything. So yeah. I have to pee, but I'm stuck here because like I said, I'm not. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to get up and use the restroom right now. No, I'm kidding. I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing dress pants. So we're good. I'm wearing dress pants. I'm not going commando. We're good. Free balling. You thought I was free balling, huh? Free balling. Definitely hit up Emily. Follow her on Instagram and let her know that you appreciate the content. She does great work. Great work. The gray sweats will be for the Houston show. I said that if we sell out the Houston show, I would wear gray sweatpants. So we sold it out. So I will be there in Houston in 11 days with the gray sweatpants because I will keep my word. Audrey hates the term work wife. Okay. Hope y'all know I'm just kidding. Work with. The best part of work from home, yeah, you can free ball it from the house. That is one of the best parts of work from home. Because sometimes when I am working from home, I do free ball it. Obviously, the windows are closed. I'm not going to scare nobody. But, when you work from home, you have the right to free ball. Yeah, I'm not trying to expose the buns. I got a free ball in peace. I got a free ball in peace. And I'm free balling. 1 hour mark. Gotcha. Okay. We'll probably go on for maybe like 15, 20 more minutes. But we do have the 7th top job for neurodivergents. Let me drop down here. The 7th. All right. And this right here, I think this is a great job, especially for people who have ADHD. All right. And this is a bartender. This could very well be the most ADHD friendly job, being a bartender. You get to scratch so many itches. You get to talk to people and have conversations and learn about folks and work on your social skills at the same time, mixing up drinks. You're doing 6 different things at once. This is a very ADHD friendly job. A very ADHD friendly job. Unfortunately, you are in public, so you can't free ball it with this job. You need to wear clothes. No accidental free balling, at least as far as I know. But you get the chance to talk to people, to make drinks, to be in a very stimulating environment. I don't know too many bartenders who are bored. You could work at, like a little dive bar where it doesn't get too busy. But for the most part, I think it's pretty location based. But for the most part, you are able to have different days. No 2 days are alike when you're a bartender. Carlos says too much talking would burn me out. So I've always wondered this. If you're a bartender and let's say you're overstimulated and you go into work, how do you do your job? Like when you're tired and you don't have any more words, what would you do? I think about that quite often. Like what would you do? Would you just like make a drink and like walk away? Because people want to talk to you. You're almost like a therapist. Baristas, Amanda, I agree. Servers, I agree. Baristas, servers, bartenders, I put it within the same category. Same category. Where's she at? Oh, everybody on TikTok is asking about Emily. Where's she at? But a bartender is a great job for the ADHD brain. It gives you a lot of stimulation. And one thing I'll say about servers and bartenders too, but specifically servers, I've always been fascinated by the memory of servers. I'll see a server take an order without writing anything down. Oh, two large cheeseburgers, fries, a milkshake, onion rings. Like, how are you remembering all these things? And normally they don't forget things. Every now and then, okay, you might forget something, but they remember all these orders. Like, how are you remembering everybody's order? That is remarkable. That is remarkable. It's remarkable. All right, Jordan, this is a perfect person to hear from. RDHD bartender here, over a decade, and the burnout is real, but there are definitely benefits. That's the thing. Every job has a potential for burnout, and I think about that. If you're a bartender and, like I said earlier, you just don't have it on a certain day. Like you just ran out of energy. You're tired. You're overstimulated. You're having a long week, but you still have to go to work and you still have to smile and you still have to appear to be personable because people want to talk to you. People don't just want their drink. People want to talk to you. So, yeah, the burnout could be quite intense. I can imagine that. I can imagine that. Catherine was sent to a coffee school. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Yeah, server was never for me because I never, I, I barely remember things that were just told to me like an hour ago. So to have to keep in mind everybody's orders and still go to the back of the kitchen and bring back the right food, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And yeah, Carlo, I'm the same way. Like once I'm done, I'm done. Once I'm done, I'm done. And I think that you have to have some acting skills when you're a bartender. Because sometimes when you're done, you're done. And a lot of us who are neurodivergent, we will tune out mid conversation. Somebody will be talking to us, and internally we're like, all right, I'm done. But you're at the post office, you're at the bank, you're not gonna just make it be obvious on your face that you tuned out. So like, you do this sort of thing, like, oh yeah, yeah. But you're nowhere in the same dimension as the person talking to you. They're talking to you like, yeah, I'm here to send a couple of packages. Yeah, and then I have to send like this shipment to my daughter in Milwaukee. Then I have a son who lives in Florida. I'm here to pick up my package for him. And you're just there at the post office like, this lady is talking my head off. I've checked out, but you have to continue to go like this so that way it looks like you're listening. So imagine being that burnt out and you're working as a bartender, but you have to continue to smile and talk to people. And yeah, okay, oh, you got a promotion. Oh, okay, oh. Hopefully you don't make that noise because that noise just gives it away. Oh, oh. don't make that noise. Don't be like me. How's it being a doc? I mean, I like working in psychiatry. I enjoy it. Like doing notes, not so much, but talking to people. I like talking to people. I like talking. I like hearing myself. Burnout and quit after 6 months. I was a cultivator and trimmer. A trimmer. Post office was hard for me. Much respect to them. It does seem like an overstimulating job. It does seem like an overstimulating job. Right. Yeah. No. Fever Dream Pisces on TikTok says the noise does give it away. Yes. Yeah. You can't make that noise. If you tune out of a conversation with somebody and you are no longer listening, you cannot say, hmm. Like once you make that high pitched noise, they know for a fact that you're not listening to a word that they're saying. Yeah. I have checked out this conversation. I haven't even been here in the past 7 minutes. I'm just nodding along, but I haven't heard a single thing that you've been saying. So you can't make that high pitched sound. It gives it away. Yeah, when people say right a lot, that also gives away that they checked out the conversation. Like you're talking to someone, they're like, right. I'm like, yeah, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to what I'm saying, and that's fine. I'm gonna keep my words to myself because my words don't mean anything to you. Right. It's too much. It's too much. Oh, how do I manage doctor's notes? Well, I have a hot zone. I have times during the day where I'm pretty hot, and it's easy for me to type away at the computer. And that's when I get emails done. That's when I do charting, things like that. So you have to know yourself. Like when are you naturally on fire? And for me, it's in the morning. Also because I take my Adderall at that time too, so I'm able to get things done a little easier. Yeah, that's wild. When somebody says that, they're not listening. Dang, that's crazy. That's wild. You're not listening to anything I'm saying. You're not listening to me at all. It's my mom. 1 second, y'all. Hey, mom, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm on a live stream right now, but I can call you back in like 10 minutes. No, I'll call you back. Okay. All right. Bye, love you. My mom said I haven't called her today, so I gotta call my mom. Hey, mom. And mom is good. I'm gonna give her a call as I prepare to go to the gym tonight. My mama. My mama. Oh yeah, yeah. My mom calls me often. We got to remember to call our parents. You know, when you're neurodivergent, you have that whole out of sight, out of mind thing. Sometimes you forget, especially when your family lives across the country. You got to remind yourself. So yes, I will call my mom tonight. Yeah, I love my mama. Yeah, my mom is the best. Mom's the best. Call, yeah, call. I gotta call my mom. Let me click this right here. Switching careers. Look, if you want to switch careers after being burnt out, I think you have to separate what you do from what fills your soul. So obviously you got to bring in income some way. So figure out what's the thing you can do to bring in income that doesn't burn you out as much, and then start working on something for your soul. And hopefully, if those two things merge, like if the thing that fills your soul brings you income, boom, you've hit the lottery. And I wish everybody can get to that in some capacity. It can be difficult, but you can definitely get there. But removing yourself from what's burning you out is a good first step. It's a good first step. Good habit to text her every morning. Rachel, I got to do a better job of doing this. I have to do a better job of doing this. What I do now is when I think of my mom, I just have to text her or call her. So when I think it, do it. Think it, do it. Think it, do it. Because the whole good morning text, it's always been a struggle for me, and I've always been dinged um, in relationships. Like, you're not talking to me, you're not reaching out, like you don't text, you don't call. I'm like, I forgot to call you. I forgot to call you, baby. Call me first or something. I have to set reminders on my phone to check in with family, and I love my family. I'm close with them, so I have to. I mean, we communicate through Instagram reels and funny videos, but I have to make an intentional effort using reminders to call my people. It's funny. Somebody on TikTok says, "How does RDHD handle infidelity when they want to repair the relationship?" Oh, kind of a left field question, but anytime there's infidelity in any relationship, you have to understand that the relationship you once had is no longer there. You'll never have that relationship again. You have to work towards a new normal, and it's going to take a lot of work to regain the trust. And if both parties are willing to work at it, it's definitely possible to move past infidelity. Nobody's going to admit that online. Nobody's going to admit that online. People are just going to say, "Oh no, they cheated, I left. They stepped out on me, I left." But I know too many folks who have worked past infidelity, and like I said, it's not easy. Once there's been a breach in trust, you will never get that relationship again. You never get the same woman twice. You never get the same man twice. You have to work towards a new normal. So it's possible to work towards something amazing, but what you had is officially dead and gone. You have to figure out something else. Ashley on TikTok says, "That's why I went back to school at 40 to be an RN. I can work from home or one-on-one patient care." Nursing is a very versatile field. Very versatile. Very versatile. Which is why it's one of the best careers. It really is. Identify inclusive employers. Once again, this is trial and error. It's tough to figure out who's inclusive and who isn't. It's trial and error, and I mean, you can do like a Google search or a Reddit search and see what others have said about that employer before. But I find that it's best to talk to people who actually work at the place, people who are currently working there. They can give you some insight into the job. So, oh, okay. Apartment leasing, property management. This sounds very neurodivergent friendly too. Hi, we got love from Australia. How are you? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting the comedy. And guys, like I get so many comments of, even though I reiterate the fact that in the skits is acting and that I'm not married to Emily, I get so many comments from people saying that they appreciate the content. And I recently told my assistant that we need to go through and get all of the comments where people have left some really nice things and like highlight all of that. And the next time we record, I told the team, I said, next time we record, me, Emily, the rest of the crew, we're going to sit down and we're going to read through these comments and look at the impact that the videos are making so that we just are reminded of the work that we're doing and why it's so important. So on a serious note, thank you so much for y'all's support and thank you for rocking with the content. And even though it's not a real couple, I'm sure that's disappointing to some of y'all. I appreciate the comments nonetheless. We're having fun making the content, and I think we're making a difference. We're making a real difference. Ashley says, your videos changed my life. I now don't feel so weird. Ashley, there's a lot of us out here with these neurospicy brains. We got to talk about it. We have to highlight it. We're making progress. We're making a difference. Jack, I appreciate that. And we're having fun making the skits. We're having fun making the skits. It's so good. It's so awesome. It is so awesome. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me see. It's other blue. Half off the wall this morning. And also, this is when's the Neurodivergent sitcom? Look, I'm happy that you said that. I'm happy that you said that because that is, man, you're reading my mind here. You're reading my mind here. But that is something that I'm actively working on. I'm actively working on that. I am aware of the fact that attention is on the mobile phones and people are watching Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and Facebook more than they're actually watching TV. Like you put the TV on for background noise. Like you put Netflix on for background noise, but you're really watching YouTube. You're really on Facebook. So the attention is on the mobile phone. So we have a special chance to really educate and entertain people. So I've been heavily thinking about different ways to write up a sitcom and to give y'all content that y'all can really enjoy and learn from. So that's going to be my next creative challenge. Obviously, with the skits, there's belief there, So whether it's work wife or Instagram wife or Facebook wife, whatever you call it, there's belief there. The skits are getting a lot of engagement. It's teaching people a good lesson and it's educating people while also entertaining folks. So figuring out how to turn it into a sitcom, that's my next creative challenge. That is my next creative challenge. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. So that right there, I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that. I've been trying to do this for the better part of a year, just figuring out how to turn it into a sitcom, adding some storylines in there. No, we need a little bit of drama. We need a little bit of drama, because, a little bit of drama is going to make things move along. So I think back to the past relationships, and I asked myself, what did we used to argue about? What was frustrating? How can I portray these things? What is relatable to my neurodivergent community? Pretty much I asked myself, like, what am I doing that's frustrating me? And how can we highlight this sort of thing? So that's what I've been thinking about. So the sitcom is coming. It's coming. That and comedy, doing comedy on the road, those are two creative exercises that I have for myself. And I'm having so much fun working through that. That's what it is. Vertical storytelling is taking off right now. That's what it is. Like, that is what it is. So having the wherewithal and figuring out how to put together a nice storyline, like I lose sleep thinking about this. I'm so all in. I'm so all in. And Cynthia, I understand why you would say this. Um, I understand why you would say this, but uh, people are confused regardless. And if you're on the live streams, if you watch my live streams, then you know the actual truth. So when we're on the live streams, I can actually joke because people have context. People know what's going on. But for me, the most important thing is checking in with everybody on my team. So if for some reason she's uncomfortable with something or something is off, obviously my jokes do not need to impact anybody's actual relationship. But if I'm joking in a way that is bothering somebody, I'll stop it ASAP because I want to make people laugh. I don't want to frustrate folks. I want to make people laugh. That's what I want to do. Oh, the ADHD and autism with ADHD. Y'all have really been enjoying this style of content, and this, we won't stop this. We're definitely going to continue to give y'all this right there, this right here. What system? I have an amazing assistant who helps me out with all this, and we have a content checklist. So every week I have to hit my marks. I make a certain amount of acting videos, a certain amount of ADHD versus ADHD versus autism videos, a certain amount of videos where I make the neurodivergent stitches, and we're on like part 200 of that series or something like that. So I have a checklist that my assistant uses, and it helps me stay organized. I don't see the sassy blog, like real. So I will say a lot of what happens in the content are things that have actually happened to me in relationships. I think that's why they convert, because these are actual things that have happened to me in relationships. And even though my relationships haven't been the most successful, they give me a lot of material, because I could argue about something that's silly, but I put it out there into the internet, and then I realize that people are having the same types of issues, same types of struggles. So these are real things that have happened. So obviously you need to have somebody who is a good, it's getting cold. You need to have good actors. So first and foremost, you need talented people to help bring something to life. And I'm, very grateful to Emily for that. At the same time, you have to have a really good idea. And if you can just look and write, think about the embarrassing things that have happened in your life, the embarrassing things that have happened in your relationship. If you can really isolate those things and bring them to life, you will connect with so many people, because it frustrates you in the moment. But then when you realize that other people are going through the same things, then you can kind of breathe and let your guard down. You can be nicer to yourself. When a person feels like an object that has feelings, is there a name for that? I think I know what you're saying, but I'm not, I can't think of the word, but I know what you're saying. It's like you feel like the object is like a real life thing. Oof. I think I know what you're saying. Some stories. Far away. I do read the comments sometimes, and if I can see something that people are talking about that I have like a personal experience to, then I immediately write it down. Like, okay, we have to bring this skit to life. We've got to bring it to life. Sassy Blonde's funny. Mac, I appreciate you. Yeah, she's a friend. And that's the thing. When look, there's over 6 million people in this community. So one thing about being a content creator, you have to be okay with different narratives being out there about you. So I could tell people a million times that these are skits, and people will say, "Oh, I love what you and your wife do." I'll just say, "Thank you so much." And sometimes people can say, "Well, call her work wife." People can have their opinions, but the most important thing is how people on the team feel, and how we feel about the content. I want to make sure that the content is impactful, and you have to educate and entertain. That's one thing that I think a lot of people in my field don't understand. You can educate, which is cool, and I do that. Like I'm a board certified mental health professional, so I educate. But you gotta entertain. You gotta make it fun. You have to keep people's attention. You have to entertain. Yeah, code on his main wives, right, right. I mean, work wife is a thing, right? Work wife is a thing, and maybe it's a Los Angeles thing, and maybe it's just the acting world or something like that. But um, uh, the term work wife, I think it can get y'all in trouble. So I don't want um, some guy to be, for example, if Mac is married, I don't want Mac to go home, and tell his wife, "Oh, Kojo told me I can have a work wife." Kojo ain't say that. Kojo didn't say that. Don't put that on Kojo. Don't put that on Kojo. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble, Mac. I don't want Max Ole to get upset with me. Someone says, just don't use the word sister wife. Okay. Okay. I am neurodivergent, so y'all spelling things out for me helps me out. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Mac had a work mom. Oh, you had a work mom. Big mama. Big mama. Okay. Big mama. If you think you get a lot of Ebony questions, so this is one thing that I thought has been interesting. She's she's pregnant in some skits, and in other skits she's not pregnant. So I thought that would kind of give it away that they're skits, because when you have a baby, it takes like 9 months, like 8 to 9 months, maybe 7 months, right? But 7 to 9 months to cook up the baby, and then you have the baby, and even then it takes you a while to return back to your body. But I thought people would realize that you can't just have a baby and return back to your body like the next day. Yeah, I'll call my mom in 5 minutes. Don't worry. Your reels are entertaining and yet so relatable. Yeah, guys, the entertainment aspect of the reels is not lost on me, because in order to teach you something, I have to grab your attention. I've got to grab your attention. But to my knowledge, Emily's not. And look, one day I got to bring Emily on the live stream so she can speak for herself. But she's not pregnant to my knowledge. If she is, I don't know about that. Mac and his work mama. That's the algo feeds, how the algo feeds. Right. And also, the algorithms, normally you have to be somewhat interested in something that's neurodivergent related or adjacent to get the content. The algorithms are pretty smart. You were probably looking up autism assessments near me. What are signs I have ADHD? You were looking up one or two of these things before you were fed the content, I believe. So the algorithm has a funny way of putting the content in front of you, and I'm so grateful for that. And Amy, you know what, Amy? On behalf of men everywhere, yeah, I think that as men, sometimes we're not that smart with things that don't have to do with us, like directly, like with our bodies. Yeah, I would not be surprised if there were a lot of men out there who think that women can pop out a baby on Monday and then go back to looking the way that they were before on Tuesday. So yeah, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Why is there a white guy's face in front of your face? I don't see that on mine. I don't see it on mine. And yeah, Avery, sorry that happened to you. It's not cool. But yeah, guys, let me see. There's a female recently diagnosed with autism and ADHD with neurospicy friends. Send your videos to explain our differences and broaching milligram of humor. Thank you. Ashley, I appreciate it. Whenever I get comments like this, it lets me know that I'm on the right path. So thank you so much, Ashley. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Emily should wear increasing super pregnant. Ah. Okay, okay. Good idea. I'll send this to I'll send it to Emily. I'll text her right now. I'll let her know that the community wants her to be pregnant. And she can decide what to do with that information. You see, that's hilarious. Asking about you. On ideas. But I appreciate y'all's support, for the skits. We definitely have a lot more content coming up. It's going to be really good. And I do plan on having some storylines. And I want it to be realistic. We can have a little bit of drama there. We can have, maybe a fake breakup. I don't know. We can figure something out. But I want it to mirror actual life, and somebody saying, why is dating so difficult? I'm kind of giving up on the idea these days. That's the question I'm getting on TikTok. Hey, dating is going to be hard for anybody, but when you're neurodivergent, you got to keep a couple of things in mind. And I need to highlight anything that's embarrassing, anything that people don't want to talk about. It's my job to highlight it, of course, in a lighthearted way, but leave it up to me to figure out how to bring these things to light. It's my job. That's my job. Let's get from in between arousal from delicious food to disgust. Okay. These are all relatable. Okay. And guys, we're approaching the end of the live stream. I just want to say thank you so much for your support. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for this attention on this bonus live stream. Normally it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I decided that I had this idea. I'm like, let me just get this idea out. Let me go live right here, right now, instead of thinking about it. Because I was like, oh, I should put this live stream for tomorrow. I'm like, no. Let me think about it. When you think it, do it. And I had a quick, I had some time, today to just go ahead and make the live stream. So thank you for your attention. We are 11 days away from kickoff for the tour in Houston, Texas. Today's April the 15th, and the tour kicks off April the 26th at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. We sold out the first show. So I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for your attention. We sold out the first show, and now it's time to promote the second show. We added the second show in Houston, Texas. We also sold out the first show in Nashville, Tennessee, and we added a second show in Nashville as well. So 11 days away until the show in Houston. And Carson, I'm glad I did it in the moment. I hope I do more things in the moment. Just think it, do it. Think it, do it. Think it, do it. Think it, do it. So 11 days away from kickoff in Houston, Texas. Is going to be a great 2 shows out there. And I can't wait. I've been dreaming about Houston. I've been thinking about it. We sold out the first show. And I admittedly didn't think we could sell out a show. We've already sold 2. And I told y'all that if we sell out a show, I would wear the gray sweatpants, because this is my preferred outfit. I like the suits. I feel like I'm official when I wear the suits. Like I feel official. So this is my preferred outfit to my comedy shows, suits and ties, and got my watch, and but the gray sweatpants will be coming out. I'll be bringing them out for the Houston show because I told y'all if we sell it out, I would wear them. So I'm gonna be a man of my word, and that's what we're gonna do. So it's gonna be so good. And let me go ahead and recap the 7 for people who just got in right here. I love you and your wife. My wife and I appreciate you, Kason. We appreciate you. All right, to recap, for those people who may have just joined, the top 7 jobs for Neurodivergents, in no particular order, okay? But before I listed the first one. I had entrepreneur as an honorable mention. Then number one, education, so teacher. Number two, anything in healthcare, nurse, doctor, EMS, CNA. Number three, electrician, mechanic, the skilled trades. Number four, a content creator. Number five, a software job, tech, IT, especially because you can do remotely. Number six, anything in the arts, musician, actor, comedian. Number seven, a bartender or working in the service industry. A server would also work. That was to recap for those people who got in late. Yeah, my wife. Yeah, my wife, yeah. So, somebody asks, so Elizabeth said gray sweatpants for the second show. So Elizabeth, I've been thinking about that. You know what? If we sell out the second show too, I'll wear gray sweatpants for the second show as well. I will stay in my gray sweatpants get up for both shows if we sell out the second one. How's that sound? How's that sound? Gray Lululemon jog. I didn't know that Lululemon made joggers for dudes. I mean, I already have gray sweatpants, but if Lululemon makes some comfortable ones for guys, girl, I'm weak. I'm weak, Rachel. If they make some comfortable pants for guys, I could look into that. Oh wow, they make sweats for guys. That's good. TikTok, they ask, how is your wife or girlfriend doing? She's doing great. She's doing great right now, and she thanks you for asking. Gray sweatpants with the suit top, business on top. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I thought about that. I thought about that. I asked myself, I'm like, can you do gray sweats with the suit top? Like, would that work? I don't think anybody's ever done that before. But I'm big into matching. I want things to match. And speaking of gray sweatpants, I had a show, one of my shows in Hollywood, I think it was 2 years ago during the Olympics. Yeah, during the Olympics, I had the gray joggers and I had the gray hoodie, the Team USA pants, and then the hoodie. So I wore that for a show in Hollywood, and that was one of my best shows at that venue. And after the show, I gave my gray sweatpants and my hoodie to my dad. And whenever I go back home, he always wears it. So I'm like, oh, Dad, thank you for rocking my outfit. So probably I might just give my dad these gray sweats and whatever my outfit is for Houston. I might just give it to my dad because, you know, we have photographers and everything. So they take photos. So we'll have photos of the night. This is going to be a special night. And then, you know, with my dad wearing it afterwards, I think that'd be pretty cool. He supports my comedy career. That's cool. How do you... we take it in stride. We take it in stride. We take it in stride. If it's cold in the show, I'm just going to freeze. Ari, I'm just going to freeze. But I mean, like normally it comes with like I might wear the USA World Cup get up, and if you know, actually I should wear it to see how cold it's going to be in Houston. But we'll be in Houston for a couple of days before the comedy show, so I won't freeze. I'm going to be comfortable. Free balling, but we'll be in Houston a couple of days before the show, so we're gonna be okay. We'll be at the Lakers and Rockets game on Friday night. I don't know if any people in Houston are going to that game, so hopefully my Lakers win. So people in Houston won't be too happy with that because I'm rooting for the away team. But we will be in Houston, you know, like a good 3-4 days before. So I'll be keeping tabs on the weather. I won't freeze. I'm gonna be comfortable on stage. I know what you meant, Ari. I know what you meant. I know exactly what you meant. All right. Y'all are funny. I'm not gonna lie. I did not think I would sell out the first show. So I'm not sure who even made that. I'm sure if you go back to look at the live streams, we can figure out who said it. Somebody said it maybe like 2 months ago. 2 months ago, somebody was like, we wear waist sweatpants if we sell out the show. And I'm like, yeah, of course, sure. Yeah, sell it out. Yeah, I'll wear whatever. And we ended up selling it out. So that's on me to never doubt this community. This is a very strong community. And y'all have been rocking with me. And the momentum is really good. So we even sold out the first show in Nashville. So our momentum is really good. We have New York City, June 11th, and then Chicago right behind that, June 18th. And we will be adding more dates. A lot of people have been asking about Ohio shows and Florida shows. So I'm looking into that. The way that we book shows is based off of where I have a lot of followers. So the next two cities that will be added, I'm thinking it'll be Oklahoma City and Seattle. I can't guarantee it though, but I'll talk with my team and we'll look to get some more dates added. And also, we'd like to get some international dates added as well. We have people that support in the United Kingdom. We got folks who support over in Australia. We have supporters from all over the world. So the people who are not in the United States, we have not forgotten about y'all. So just know that we haven't forgotten about y'all. All right. Okay. So tomorrow we're gonna be back. That's because it's a woman thing. Tomorrow we're gonna be back on the live stream, 6 p.m. I'd like to come back to Atlanta. I was there 2 years ago. We'll definitely come back. Tomorrow we'll be back on the live stream, 6 p.m. California time, which is 9 o'clock on the East Coast, which is 8 o'clock in Nashville and Houston, which is 7 o'clock in Phoenix, Arizona, which is 6 o'clock in Seattle, which is 5 o'clock in Anchorage, Alaska, which is 4 o'clock in Honolulu, Hawaii, which is 2 a.m. in the United Kingdom. So that's the time of tomorrow's live stream. And yes, I will be releasing parts of the show on YouTube. I definitely will be doing that. I'm bringing a whole squad from California. We're recording the show, and we're looking to get audience reactions as well. So it's going to be a great show. I can't wait. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show. Great show. All right, so that is it for tonight's live stream. I have to go call my mama back. I need to call my mom back and check in on my mama, my friend. I gotta check it out on my mom, my friend. So until tomorrow's live stream, I will see you all later. Do some meditation tonight, y'all. Try and relax. Try and get some sleep. Okay, I say it every live stream. Try and get some sleep, and I'll also do the same. I know y'all gonna doom scroll on your phones for 15, 30 minutes, and I will too. But at some point, put your phone down and try and get some rest. All right. I appreciate y'all. Brandon, I saw this comment. It means a lot to me that people are really rocking with the content. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I could stay here all night, look at the comments. Y'all make me feel so good. I really appreciate y'all. But I got to get going. I got to call my mom. And I'll see you all tomorrow. So until tomorrow's live stream, peace out. Get some rest. I love y'all. Thank you.